Okay, so then the next step is I'll go to my next workflow. This workflow I have completed. Then my next workflow is called assign department. Okay, so once the order is placed and order final amount is also calculated based on the discount, based on the category of customer, then the next step is we are going to create another workflow is called assigning to the department. Okay, assign department. Okay, what exactly we will do in this assign department? Okay, we have to here we will take two input argument. Okay, one is called item category, which kind of item the user is ordering. Okay, item category you have to define. So that what I'll do, I'll create two input argument. One is called item category. Okay, and of the type is text, and the other one is I can say I can capture, okay, is a output argument which will return me the department name. Okay, which will return me the department. So in this case, if you see both are in text format, so no need to change the data type. Okay, now I'll go here. I have created these two argument. Now I'm going to use one switch case here. Okay, just search switch. Okay, in this switch case I have to put one expression. What the expression I'm going to put? The expression is called item category. Okay, the item category I'm going to put it. Then I have to put the cases. So first of all, my case will be called electronics. So if you are confused, go to the Excel, you will find the categories, right? Okay, here you will find the category electronics. Okay, then you put this electronics, add. Okay, if it is a electronic category, then I have to use one assign. Okay, in this assign I have to use the department name is called this electronics fulfillment. Clear? So then I'll put this here. Similarly, if it is something other department, like for example is called clothing, grocery, so I'll put clothing. Okay, then clothing will be another department. Then I can copy this, is called apparel fulfillment. Okay, then in this case I can say clothing. I have to add one set variable and I'll put this value and I'll set to a output argument which will return the department name. Similarly, I'll add another department called grocery. Okay, grocery I have added, and I am going to add one assign activity, and this is called grocery fulfillment. So now so far we have added three department: grocery, cloth and electronics. Okay, perfect. Now once you have added all the department, apart from these three department, let's assume some other department, no, people have ordered, or the other product has been ordered by the customers, then it will go to the general department. So inside the default case I'm going to add one assign, and I'll set this to our department, and I can say this is the general department, general fulfillment department. Clear? So now I'll set. So once this flow is completed, now what I'll do, I will now go to my main.xml file. I'll close this. This is no more is required. Okay, so once I'll go to my main.xml file, okay, then in the main.xml file I am going to call that workflow. That workflow is called assign department. Okay, so in this assign department, if you refresh the argument, you will find two argument. One is called item category. The item category that will come from your Excel, and out department, whatever the department will be returned by your workflow, that is going to be stored in a local variable. Okay, that I can say called department. Okay, you go here. Okay, just collapse it and you can say the variable is called department. So if you go to the main workflow, here you will find that. Okay, that will be going to store in the department variable. Okay, it's clear. Hope you guys are able to understand. Okay, now the next I'll just create a variable here. Okay, it's my page is hanged. Let me refresh it. It will take some few seconds. Sorry guys. Perfect. So now let me see if it is allowing me. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and create that local variable is called department. Okay, which will be store the department, and the data type will be string only. I'm not going to change anything. Okay, now the next step is I want to put a message, right? This is the message I want to put to check it the department is perfectly working or not in the main workflow, right? I have to use one assign I can say sorry I can use one log message. In this log message I can put called department of the current order is department, right? Which stored my department, right? Let me check it. Am I selected the correct variable? Yes, perfect. Okay, and then the next step is this flow is completed. So far if you have seen, we have completed two flows, two child flows along with this one main flows, right? Now we'll go to the last. Okay, you can see the last one. Okay, assign department we have completed. Now we'll go for the processing, payment processing department. Okay, sorry, payment processing module you can say also, right? So I'll go ahead and right click and create one workflow. It's called payment processing. Okay, in this payment processing, if you see here, if I'll go here, what I'm going to do in the payment processing, it will accept two argument. One is called order ID and total amount. So I'll go here quickly. I'll create two variables or two argument, I'm sorry, input argument. One is called in underscore order ID and the other one is called in underscore total amount to be paid. Because if you will not provide the order ID and the total amount the customer is supposed to pay, then how my payment processing will happen. Okay, so that makes sure that you are providing correctly. Okay, so then the next step is I have created one is the number format, one is the text format, then another output argument I have to create. Finally it will return me the value if the payment is success or not. Okay, that is called payment status. Okay, so that's it. It will be the text type. Then the next step is once I have done all these things, now we learned how to implement if else, how to implement switch case, how to implement for each row, and also have seen the input argument, output argument, assign, and the data type conversion using cint, cdbl. So okay, now finally we'll talk about the loop. Okay, in the loop we'll use one loop called do while. Okay, the do while loop, what I will do, I will put a if condition here. Okay, in the do block, in the if condition, what I am going to say here, this is what I am going to say here. Because ideal scenario in the real world, it will connect to your payment gateway systems where you will do your payments through credit card, debit card or UPI. But here just for an example, what we will do, we'll create one random number. Okay, so now what we will do, we will put a condition here. Okay, what the condition we are going to put? The condition we are going to put it here, I will just use one random number. If it is less than 80, then I can say my payment is success. If it is the less than greater than 80, then I can say my payment is not success, right? So to do this, I have to copy this random number, okay, and I'll go here, go to expressions, I'll put it here. Perfect. Now I'll click on save. So I have put my random number. Let's assume your random number is less than 80. Okay, just you can consider is a hypothetical test case, but in the real case it will connect to your payment system and payment gateway system and process the payment system checkout, or you can say using your credit card, debit card, or UPI. But in this case, just for the demo purpose, I am using the random number. Then if it is less than 80, then I can use an assign variable, and in this assign variable I can say your payment status is success. It's called success. Okay, it's called success. So now if you see here, your payment status is called success. Okay, so now if your condition is not matched, then in that case what will happen? Then I can say my payment status is not success. My payment status is called failed. Correct? My payment status is called failed. Okay, now that is fine from the do block perspective. But now what the condition we are going to put it? The first condition we are going to put is called if your payment status is not equal to success. Is not equal to success. Is not equal to success, right? Your payment status, if it is not equal to success. Okay, then in this case this loop will continue, right? If your payment status is not success, then in this case your loop will continue. But let's assume you have $1,000, then none of the payment is success, then it will continue 1,000 times, right? No, we will do a attempt. How many attempt we can do it? For this I am going to create, okay, I am going to create one, you can say I am going to create one variable called attempt. It's called attempt. Okay, I can use one variable called attempt. So if you see here, this is my variable, I'm going to use it. If you want, you can rename it, but make sure that, because this is a, you can say this is one of integer variable, so you have to change the data type to number. Okay, so I can give this. Now what I'll do, I will put another condition here. Okay, I'll put another condition here called attempt, okay, is equal to 3. This is maximum attempt can do. Okay, and after this I can put it, I have to increment the iterator also, right? So to do this, what I have to do, this is my if else. Okay, this is my if else. I have to put another condition, sorry, the assignment, and I can put attempt equal to attempt plus 1. Okay, so that's it. We are now in the end of the workflow design. Now I'll go to my main workflow. In the main workflow, if you see here, okay, and here I have called my assigned department also. Now at last what I'll do, if you see here, I'll go here to my main workflow. Okay, now I have to call this workflow, right? So I have to just hold it, drag and drop this here. Okay, so this is dropped outside, I want to be dropped inside. Okay, once it is dropped, then if you refresh the argument here, it will expect three argument. 2 is in, 1 is out. Okay, so order ID, it can be go from your Excel. Perfect. And the total amount, it will go from your total. Perfect. Your payment status, this is coming from your workflow. You have to store somewhere in the local variable, right? So to do this, what you have to do, quickly go to data manager, create a local variable is called payment status. Perfect. Now I'll again click on this argument, reassign the value, order ID, and then I can say total, then I can say payment status. I can click on save. Now my entire workflow has been completed. My entire workflow main.xml contains for each row in workbook. It will iterate throughout my workbook. Then it will call to a reusable workflow called invoke work file to calculate the discount. Then after this, again what I will do, based on the discount, I will do calculation of my total value of the product or the order item given by the customers. Then I will call to another workflow to assign department. Okay, it will assign to the respective department based on the item category. Then at last it will do the processing by considering the order ID, payment amount. Then finally it will return the status of the payment, right? So now I want to put a log message. This is my final log message. I'm going to put it here. Payment status for order ID is, I'm going to print that. Okay, so click here, put a log message, and in this log message you can put this message called payment status of order ID. Here you can select the order ID from here, from Excel. Order ID is status, you can select your payment status. Perfect. Now this is how you have to design your entire workflow. Okay, and in this entire workflow, if you have seen, there are all of the concept from the flow control perspective and variable and argument we have implemented so far, whatever we have learned. Okay, so now the time to test the entire workflow. So what I will do, let me save it and let me run this workflow, debug on cloud. Okay, once I'll debug on cloud, it will just ask me the confirmations for the integration connectivity. Yes, submit, save and debug. Okay, now my entire execution has been started. Now it will going to connect to the file, read the data row by row, perform all the actions whatever we have defined in the child workflows. Then it will go ahead and perform the actions. Okay, if you see, it's very nicely doing my executions. Okay, and also my execution is completed. Now I'll take couple of logs just for your understanding. If you see here, one of the log statement called payment status of order ID is 109 is success. Okay, and here you can say this is the order ID, this is the discount got by the customers, this is the total value, okay, of the product. Check the other log somewhere. I will say some negative case also. Payment status of the order ID is failed, right? So this is how you have to build your executions. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope you guys have enjoyed the session and I hope you are able to understand, and thank you so much for watching. Keep learning, never stop learning. Bye bye.